How are we? How are we doing? Me when the you when the and the. Make a good point, Apollo. Make a very good point. Um, so day. Turn that down. Hey Majahadra! Been a hot second. Has been a very hot. Why are you tired, Apollo? Why are you tired? Got the big cup of coffee. We're ready to do a writing system. Does everybody? Is the audio all right? Do I sound horrible? Been a hot second, so I wanna. Oh, everything's all right. It's just I have ADHD, so I love to do this. It's just I didn't have the dopamine. So, right, I'm fine. Okay, cool. Good to know. All right. Well, today we're doing a little something. We're doing something different. If you couldn't tell from the title of this couldn't tell from the title of the stream. We're doing writing system. Um doing yeah, we're doing writing system. Doing writing system. So today we're gonna start work on Old. So this is what we're trying to get writing, and this will kind of, in my opinions, or not in my opinion, but my choices in making proto Ofsugitxí. Because right now what we're looking at is the oldest form of Ofsugitxí. And then proto Ofsugitxí. And I just got a text. So proto Ofsugitxí is going to come before writing, even kind of. You'll use ideographs in proto Ofsugitxí that will evolve differently depending on the branch. Music? What do you mean music, Majahadra? But yeah, so we're working on the writing system for Old Ofsugitxí. Trying to. Oh! It's mine! I wrote this! Hold up. I wrote this. Okay. I'm gonna turn this down. Because the way I have it set currently. The way I have this currently. I tried to set up music earlier. And it. I tried to set music up earlier and I could only figure out how to do. Tried to figure out how to do multiple songs over. I tried to figure out how to do multiple songs and I could only figure out how to do one. But this is gonna loop. So I want to turn it down. I want to turn it down so that it's not gonna annoy y'all. And again, if it starts to annoy y'all, I can just go in and. But yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be working on this creating a phonology for this, and like or not a writing system for this. Like I said, it will have consequences for what Proto Ofsugitxí. But right now, have Inkscape open. Just make Hangul. You know what? Yeah, it's like so. That's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be working on putting some form to the phonemes. So, go in here. I already had an idea for what one form would come from, and it would come from a this form Abba. How much culture building do I want in the writing system? How much culture building can you do in a writing system? Long story short, I want this would be written by people who are settling down. So we're probably looking at, like, if we look at the map, which I don't have open, but I can pop open very quickly. Sutton did. Sutton Geese! Oh. Hello, Sutton. Here. Where is this? Oh. Which one? See. So that means that's the paint. The Sutton image. That was a so Sutton had but had commissioned me to make a vowel system. And Sutton had hated the the vowel system at first, like absolutely hated it, abhorred it, 100%. Sutton hated it. Sutton hated everything. And yeah, and then eventually. Oh. There was one point where Sutton started using a text to speech voice over voice chat and said something about learning languages or something. And then I said, yes, this is the real Sutton, and then posted this in the text chat. But But yes, so if we're looking at Ofsugitxí, it would be spoken here. It would be spoken in the middle of like a plains. .exe. Hey, did you work on your calling today? If you haven't, you'll make me really sad. Um, obviously I started working. Oh, where's? But I started working on like language families and where these sit. But Proto-Ofsugitxí is gonna sit in like this plains, this like temperate climate, like right above the equator. Not temperate, but not tropical. Somewhere in the middle. Just hot. So it's gonna sit right there. So we might be looking at stuff like having palm leaves to write on. We might be looking at stuff like having just straight up leaves to write on. We might be looking at wood carving. Might be looking at all sorts of different. So it's. What do we think? What are we thinking? Are we thinking? Are we thinking? Okay. So actually, before we say anything, I want to make sure that you all know that I am most comfortable with systems that are carved. I can common animals. Common animal. Yeah. Ooh, I haven't thought about magic song. I know that there are gods, and like there are actually gods. Remember when I made you a god? Um, so I don't. There might be magic. Yeah. Yeah, Apollo. I understand that. I'm cool. So if we look at this for that, if we look at this syllable structure, CCLVCC. Um, I'm not sure how syllabary that would seem. I can understand like Abjad, not Abjad, but Abugida for alpha syllabary. I can understand that, but I don't think pure syllabary is going to be alphabet. Alpha. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking it would initially start as a logography, but let's let's rein this in. All right, rein it in. What are we writing this thing on? What are we writing this system on? I am most comfortable in like carved systems. Actually, I'm not. Like I'm most comfortable with carved writing systems. So Apollo, my idea for what a yeah, both carved in wood or stone. This was my oh, was this Pequawk or was this Birai? No, this was Birai. So this was written. The idea was that this was going to be written in very loose sand. Um. Oh, I forgot that I needed to mess with that one. Oh well. But yeah, this was written in sandstone. Um. So, but Apollo, to answer your question, it's been sanitized. Very nice. So looking at this area. Looking at this area, we're looking at something above the equator, right? Or above or at the equator. So, like right around here in this plains sort of thing. The plains sort of area. So the idea, probably trees, I don't know, trees. They would have a good deal of stones, stuff like that. Like, I don't see... Oh, no. Cotton, is this safe to walk? I'm waiting for something. Okay. Is this terms of service or not? Oh!
Here is a very quick introduction to how I draw spells to look like this. First, we identify the things that we actually want to encode when we write our spell. Think of this system more like a notation guide rather than it will tell you literally everything about the spell. I'm not going to be able to write the description into it, for example. We then count, so we've got 5 elements.
Okay, well, let's at least like look at what this is going to look. So, okay. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Gallifreyan. I like the idea. Like, the idea reminds me of Gallifreyan. So maybe. Okay, so I am perfectly fine with using clay tablets. I'm perfectly fine with using clay tablets. So hear me out. We take a mix of this and gutters. Right? That hexagon writing system. Was that for, yeah. Oh my gosh. Ow. Okay, so hear me out. We might be looking at something that's... Yeah, Defiance, there we go. So we might be looking at something that has like a top line. And then So that top line would spiral around. No, it doesn't have to be a circle sign. Like, yeah. I am 12 steps ahead of you. Oh, you're talking about that system that you were showing. I like that concept. But yeah, so we're looking at clay, right? We're looking at a clay tablet for writing. Looking at a clay writing tablet. We're looking at possible Abugida. Not Abugida, Abjan. So I don't need to worry about that because but looking at this sort of we're looking at this system, which I don't know if you remember this, Saturn and or Apollo. These P1 and P2 and S1 and S2, those can be all sorts of different things. Like there's all sorts of different aspects that could be. Because these guys, the secondary, don't show up. They don't show up in consonant. So there's a few things that could be. So I'm thinking, depending on what the proto might look like, which I have no clue, right? We might have like 2 or 3 glyphs to represent F2. And I have an idea, like these secondary consonants. Where is the zoom? Oh, that. So C2 can come from like glottal consonant, pharyngeals, and obstruents. Or it can be like the other way around. And it would be any and it would be like any obstruent. Like it could be P or B. It could be K or G. X or gamma. S or Z, F or V. So like if we're looking at this, there are probably like 3 big culprits. Glottal stop and both of the pharyngeal fricatives. So we're looking at possibly. We're looking at possibly three different glyphs. Three different possible glyphs or digraphs for F2, S2, Ech2, A2, T2, T2. So I'm so confused by what you're talking about, Apollo. But yeah, so let's start. Let's start with this boy, Abba. Abba. So that would ideally, my idea was to turn Abba to the very first glyph. So we have this idea of a writing system going around in a circle, right? We need to think about, like, what is it's a word that initially came from body. It's a glyph that initially came from the logogram body. So we might be looking at something. Might be looking at something like that. Oh. Like that. But for like a glyph like body, that might be the original glyph. So if we're thinking about how that might evolve into okay. So if we're thinking about it being pressed into clay, let's just say that's eating a comment. So we can say that like we can just say that like the tool, right? Draw it along. Scratch the clay away. Not scratch, but like press into, right? So we might be looking at something like straight line down. Straight line down. Oh my gosh, what the heck? I don't use Inkscape all that much. Yeah, so like bam. Oh my gosh. Ah, floundering. It's great. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so we might be looking at something like that. Bam. Like a dot. Right? Like, here's the deal. I'm much more comfortable with paint. So like, Like, that's... Okay. Okay, Satan. Okay, Satan. We'll watch the whole thing.
Here is a very quick introduction to how I draw spells to look like this. First, we identify the things that we actually want to encode when we write our spell. Think of this system more like a notation guide rather than it will tell you literally everything about the spell. I'm not going to be able to write the description into it, for example. We then count, so we've got 5 elements, we double it and add 1 to get the number of dots we're going to draw. We then label these points, 1 through however many sides there are, and this is where we start actually writing our spell. Using these points and the lines that connect them, we can make a unique shape for every single element in the set of levels in this example. So if I want to write a cantrip or a level 0 spell, I just copy what the corresponding diagram says into this. Now the generation of these is very involved and uses some really cool non-cyclic binary nonsense, but you can read more about that when I eventually release it. For now, we're just going to say that this is right. Or let me know and I'll tell you more about the code I've got that does this. So we've encoded level, now we've got to go to school, but we don't want any of our lines overlapping. Otherwise we'd end up losing information and not be able to decode what the shape means. So where level went right to the next point, for school we're going to always go 2 points along. Which means the diagrams look something like this.
Oh!
So I'm going to put in an evocation spell. For damage type, we don't go 1 or 2 along, we go 3, you're probably seeing the pattern now. So our symbol looks like this so far. For area, we go to the 4th, so I've just added a sphere in here in green. And we're going to make it a touch spell, because this doesn't make sense as a spell. And so, we have a symbol for a level 0 evocation fire spell that's a sphere, range of a touch. Stupid spell, but it's fun. In fact, I'm going to call it stupid fun. Now chances are a wizard worth their salt's not going to write in all these colours, but just to write it like this, but you can still decode it. Because you can always separate out the lines by counting how many connections are skipped into their different groups. So that's how I get a diagram like this. But of course the connecting lines don't have to be straight, so we can represent maybe different classes. Like I think this looks like what a cleric spell might look to me, using these semicircular lines. And again, so here's Eldritch Blast, and here's the breakdown of Eldritch Blast. I personally think wizards would probably write like this. Warlocks would write like this, which is non-centered circular arcs. And we can change the amount we actually move these non-centered circles so that their arcs look more and more like straight lines, which is another fun detail. In fact, we don't even need to put the points in a shape. Thank you, Tobiel, for this one. We can get the points to follow a function line. This is a cubic function. Semicircles, and quarter circles, and literally anything. I can follow for more because I might be releasing a lot of this pretty soon. Here is a very quick introduction to how I draw spells to look like this.
Now, Satan. I like this idea. I like this idea a lot. How am I gonna... How can I make this a writing system? I mean, like... The idea, like, of connecting lines. So I can... Okay. So... This is definitely a featural writing system at its finest. Problem is, here, yeah, oh yeah, definitely could get into some. Problem is, I don't. Like, okay, hear me out. Like, so imagine this is like the glyph for man, right? It can come from like. It can come from pressing out lines into clay and then smoothing some of those lines. Do you understand? Like this would be the beard. This would be the hair. This would be like the face. This would be an ear. But then how do I turn this into a writing system that doesn't base itself off of circles? Right? So I like the idea a lot. The only problem is I'm not sure how I would evolve. So okay, yeah. Okay, it's the relationship of the nodes and how. That's fair. Perfectly fair. And yes, IDDUD Foman. Foman. Your name's Foman now. Yeah, you can open the circle. Like, yeah, that's cool. It's what kind of system would evolve in a culture, in a pre-scientific culture? Pre-scientific culture. Elements? So, I like that idea. So, like, what elements? Give me 5 elements. Give me 5 elements. My gosh. Okay. So are you saying, Satan, that this comes from like a god system? Like the gods gave this writing system to people? Sunstorm, water, clay, and fire. Sun, storm, water, clay, and But yeah, Sutton, are you implying that, like, you're implying that this is evolving writing backwards. Okay. Okay, so this. Okay, so hear me out. Right? Take this idea. Somehow convey all of this information into 5 nodes, and then the type of connection. And then the type of connections, like, say that we're messing with. Okay? Like, that would be some sort of something, right? And I think we can get away with some non-explicit connections, and we can get away with some connections that are like a little more, right? What's a smiley face? 6 nodes per sit. Okay. No. No. No, Sutton. No. Okay. So let's think about this. Five nodes, each of which representing one of the 5 elements: sun, storm, water, clay, and fire. So let's label these, right? Just arbitrarily numbering these. Okay? Let's say I was thinking either that or storm. So, and mind you, we can take combinations of these, right? So let's say let's just go with the way that Majahadra laid it out for us. Sun, storm. Sun, storm, water, clay. Okay. Now, and then trying to think. So we can say clay is explosive, let's call Storm like pharyngals / pharyngalized. Let's. Sun is voicing, so voiced. And fire. Huh. If I mix both place of articulation and manner of articulation. Well, here's the deal. I don't think we need to do all of that. You know? Fire's punctuation. Like if we look at, like, let's say okay, I'm gonna have to reorder these, but the idea, I do not have 3 voicing types. I don't. In modern Ofsugitxí, I have voiced, aspirated, and aspirated. But these are not voicing this whole whatever that is. Okay, well, pharyngeal, glottal. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm gonna reorder these, but long story short, I think ultimately stuff like this, and what that tells us oh yeah. Okay, so we can do like a thing where connections tell us manner of articulation. So like so if we're looking at, like, if we start at 4 and we want to say that this is an yeah, if we want to say that this is an alveolar pharyngalized stop. That is also voiced. Right? Like, that makes sense to me. Like, the amount of lengths that one glyph goes through. That's what you appear to be a bit earlier than me. Okay. I like that. But with that, I'm going to take a very quick Yeah, Sawton. Um, yeah, you're correct in saying. So, thinking about it, we can say that fire is a vowelless. Well, vowellessness. So, and again, I'm gonna have to my idea for how vowels are represented, Majahadra, is so like it's vowellessness. Done. So let's say Apollo, that is something you just wrote down words, and I did not understand any of them. For a node, depending on that be being built. So, okay. So here's my idea. Clay plus water. That's a fricative. Voice. Voice plus liquid is liquid. Yeah, like la or ra. So we might be looking at something like that for nasals. Um, well, no, because that would tell me that it's a labial alveolar. So that would be okay. So I'd say that the most important aspect here is voiced. And then, depending on how I want to write it, I might write it. I could either write it this way, and that would tell me that it's a velar nasal. So this sort of glyph would make the sound. So yeah, let's say that everything starts from the first node, right? The first node is what is the first node. Vowellessness, vowellessness. So what we can do is we can, if it's actually, let's say the vowel is connected to a node in the center. And the way it connects tells us what vowel it could be. The heck, Apollo? Yeah, we can say that there's really no way to transcribe vowels. And we have 7 of them. Yeah. Yeah, Apollo, that's a really good idea. Yeah, that's okay. So, mm, I like that. I like that, Apollo. That is amazing. Remind me to give you a raise. Um, yeah, Apollo, remind me to give you a raise. Yeah, because does it I don't think it ultimately matters. Oh my gosh, yeah. Apollo, that's insane. I like that. Oh my god. Okay, so I like that idea, Apollo. Okay, so let's look at a word that's like, or let's look at a syllable that's just uh or moo. So it's voiced, it's a plosive, and it's a liquid. And then from the first connection, so one would be labial, one would be bam, bam, labial, alveolar, dorsal. So again, okay, so here is just a n, and if we want this to be vowelless, we can just pop that over there. So that's That would be how we write That's how we would just write But let's say we want to write gosh, I love that, Apollo. So okay, so we can use this like pharyngalized node. So if we say just from center to 4. Just center to 4 would be E. Yeah, yeah! You had the idea. You had the idea before. My gosh, Apollo. Hold up. We gotta get in there. Gotta get in there. So this is the glyph for moo. Oh my gosh. And then we can say that, like, okay, actually, yeah, I can just. So, bam. Bam. Okay. So we're just gonna shove that out. Bam. Okay. And then I can see, like, this is just a very rudimentary system to give us a basis for what phonetics. Hooked on phonics, Ofsugitxí style. Like, this is just what the technical language would look like. Or the technical. Oh no, Apollo. Like, this is what it would technically. Um. Ooh. No, that's. It's not more. It's. We're going to this. Wait. What? What is this? Oh. Button. This is what this glyph means. Ooh. Yeah, I like that idea, Apollo. Yeah, this glyph is moo. I don't. Let me. Okay. So let's do. Like that, Mahadra. So yeah, let's do move. So voiced, voiced, explosive. So and then one connection from its starting point. Let's say that if it's a curved node, that denotes the articulation. So like and then so oh Apollo, pay attention to your work. So then are we doing O? So let's just say that mid vowels go to mid vowels go to liquids because why not? Okay, that's my glyph for mo. Yeah. But I really like this. I like really like this thing. You know what I realized? Hold up. Did I name this something? I called this the first steps. I called this the first steps. Why didn't I call this the first strokes? But yeah, so this could be pretty cool. So let's look at oh, very fun, Apollo. Okay, so let's so so if we're talking about just a pure plosive, yeah, what happens if it's like just a plosive, right? What's that connection? Oh, it would just be I could just start from here. So if it's a plosive, an unvoiced plosive, an unvoiced glottal plosive. So labial, alveolar, dorsal, glottal. This is But yeah, this would be our well, Satan ultimately, this doesn't need more nodes. Yeah, it just goes out. It took me a second to realize what you said, Mandrahadra. Yeah, it just goes out. But like, okay, so and then let's a second layer of node. No. Um, we're not touching that. Okay, so we're looking at an. So what if we say like a vowel to the vowellessness, right? Or the vowel node to vowellessness and to voice. That could be our unsweat. Covalent bonding is equivalent. So vowellessness and nasal, or no? Does it have to be nasal or vowellessness? We can just link that to a voice, and then that's our. I like that. I like that a lot. So E Isopala. Okay, so let's actually, yeah, let's mess with these actually, yeah, let's do this because this would end up with some features. Fun features. Like needing to call it laryngeal and connect it to this pharyngalized glyph, right? So it's unvoiced. Unvoiced, so we connect plosive to liquid, and then connect it to pharyngalized, and then one labial, alveolar, dorsal, pharyngeal. Oh, this one's gonna be. Okay, so that's. And then it just. Now, what vowel? Yeah, if we connect this to vowellessness. Yeah, if we connect that to vowellessness, we can call that just schwa. That is our. What do you mean update the text in the top right? What would I update it to? Like adding this sixth node? Oh, I get what you're saying. I have never claimed to be. I've never claimed to be intelligent. However, it does take me a second to. Uh, voiced. Um. Ew. So, this leads me to a question. Leads me to a question. How are we gonna represent this guy? Or not this guy? This nasal. This nasal vowel. What the heck's up? What the heck's on? But yeah, what are we gonna do about this? Because we have schwa, we have nasalized schwa, we have our beautiful nasalized schwa. And we have... Oh, and what are we gonna do about full ring, forget the rules? Yeah! Is intrigued. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Oh, you know what I can do for What I can do for I can do voicelessness with pharyngalized. Or vowellessness with pharyngalized. So ah! Eraser. Eraser. God. What? Oh, what? Ah. What? Just, I am inevitable. Ah! I'm having way too much fun with that. What the heck? Yeah, so an vowel can look Dog is having the greatest time of her life. Yeah, that can look like So, no, you know what? You know what we can do? So go from nasal, close, because ultimately we can do that for. Excuse me. We can do that for the nasal vowel. So I'm gonna have to come up with a key to write in this language. Oh. Okay, so let's. I am gonna cut this one a little short because it has been a hot second since I've streamed last. And next next week we have a very special thing. So I'll be there for the entire time next week, but I really just want to. Let's take a. Oh, also. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's a few good ones. Have down. Ah, yes. Hierro. Hierro. So let's write that one. Just. I didn't break the YouTube terms of service. You did. No, I know cursing isn't terms of service, however. So we're bam, bam, bam. Hierro. Okay. This is the word we're trying to write. Do it. Okay. But there's no better place to start than from the beginning. Voiced. Okay, so for my cat that was okay. So bam. Bam. Then labial alveolar. Dorsal. I'm listening, Apollo. No, not one syllable. We're looking at possibly, at the smallest, we're looking at one glyph. Or at the smallest, we're looking at one segment. At the most, we're looking at 3 segments because I'm thinking about a way to imply or employ the vowel space for y. And no, we're not stacking them on top of each other, Apollo. That would be that. Okay, Apollo. We have time to work on this. Like this isn't like something that has to be done today. This is episode 1. Okay, so how... Cries. Okay. Okay, so that, we can look at that and say that is y. It's vowellessness plus closeness. Or no, it would be, I would want to go through closeness first. So it's close and then vowel. Vowellessness. Bam. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is our first glyph. Episode 1 of a nope. No, I have other episodes planned. So, oh, I hate this. I love it. Don't get me wrong. Or no, that isn't even right. Oh, yeah, no, that's not even right. Okay. So that is rien. That is rien. Take this. Move it down. You'll shrink it. And then is gonna look a decent amount like due to insurance fraud. Hey, that's my crime of choice. So okay, so explosive and liquid. Bam. I just realized if I ever say that and then get arrested for tax fraud, if I ever get what's it? If I ever get arrested for insurance fraud or tax fraud, they're gonna look right at this. They're gonna look right at this and say, yeah, so remember that one time you said that your crime of choice. Ah, come on! You know? But yeah, so this is just a plain old plain old oh my gosh. Veal fricative. Okay. Ah, what the heck? Thanks, Auden. I'm so glad that you're so supportive. I didn't mean that. Okay, hold. Then alright. And then the final syllable, ru. The final syllable, ru. So we're looking at liquid to voiced, because ultimately it's more important that this thing is a liquid than alveolar. Alveolar. And then for the vowel, okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was doing that on the wrong layer. Okay, well. Okay. Right. Impressive, Apollo. So that is ro. Okay. So zoom in on this beauty. Ro. That's the first word that we have written in Ofsugitxí. In Old Ofsugitxí. Because, you ready? You ready? Are you ready? You ready to see what Yechro evolves into? You ready? Yechro evolves into Ich. Ich. Yechro evolves into Ich. So this war crime is how you write Ich in the modern language. Oh, it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be, it's gonna change. But yes, ultimately, this is a war crime. And the fact that Sutton suggested any part of this, and the fact that Sutton suggested any of this is my gosh. The fact that Sutton suggested any of this means I'm going to jail eternally for war crimes. Oh. That note, I'm going to head out. Because I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all had fun. Hopefully the music played the entire time. Hopefully it didn't just stop. But yes, Sutton committed war crimes. I committed war crimes. I'm guilty by association. So, if I don't show up next, I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm out, y'all. Let's actually try and end the stream.